Yeah, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to be talking about off the grid because you guys know this thing pretty much had crypto Twitter in a chokehold. You can't scroll too far and not see some off the grid content. There's been some good, there's been some new discussions that has arise from this whole launch here, and I love it. So before we get into talking about all of that, I would like to ask you guys, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. We're on the road to 20k subscribers. If you guys would like to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video. Comment what you guys think about off the grid in the comment section down below, because I know you've seen some content on it by now, right? So let me know in the comment section down below. And while you guys are down there, you guys can hit that Discord link to join the Discord to continue the crypto conversation we're having daily. And you guys can ask your questions on how that Patreon group works, because you guys don't know, we have been getting into some bangers. We got into Gunzilla. We even got more Gunzilla this cycle here, but we bought over OTC, pretty much 3x the price of what it was initially put out at. That's how bullish we are on Gunzilla and off the grid. So if you guys do not want to miss out on no other bangers, check out that Patreon group, check out the Discord, and check out my ebook on the essentials to mastering tokenomics if you guys want to step your crypto game up to the next level. This is going to be very important if you guys want to understand how crypto works in this space and to make some good money. So let's get right into the video, guys. Now, off the grid has pretty much shaken the crypto community. Some are very excited, some aren't too excited, and there's been a lot of discussion that came from this launch. It's not launch, but the game being able to be played by everyone to the public right now. This has brought up some good discussions. As you guys can see here, Cell 9000 here says the first true AAA crypto game with underlying trading platform Guns token powered by AVAX. So this right now already has a lot of people fairly happy, right? Because this is pretty much changing how gaming is going to be made, right? If you guys don't know, Gunzilla off the grid does have a marketplace where you're able to buy and sell digital assets. This is a big thing for people to actually even kind of make some money off of this game, right? And they have NFTs on there. They use a blockchain, right? So this game itself could be seen as the pivotal change in the whole gaming industry. There's a lot of talks being had around how blockchain could help crypto gaming, and off the grid has kicked it off. Off the grid, in just a few days of its open beta or early access, has gotten to the top spot of the Epic Games store, right? That's on top of Fortnite, Rocket League. That is huge for a crypto game, guys. That is huge for a crypto game. Now, you guys aren't new to my channel. You guys know my philosophy on how to make a crypto game succeed, right? And Gunzilla has done that, right? Pretty much we're going to talk about this part later in the video, but as you guys can see, pretty much the top Web 2 streamers are all playing this game. This is huge because I told you guys the way for a crypto game to get adopted is not by the Web3 streamers, not by the Web3 gamers or crypto gamers. You're going to need the Web2 gamers to actually play your game and advertise it on their stream. That is going to get everyone hooked on the game, and that is exactly what Gunzilla and Off the Grid has done here. And that's no shade to pretty much the Web3 gamers. It's just that the reach that these Web2 gamers have as of right now, some of them getting 20,000 viewers, even their channels got like 20 million subscribers. This is huge in terms of a reach, right? Some of these Web2 gamers, Web3 gamers don't have half or a quarter of that. So it's just not to hate on them. It's just what we needed in this space as of right now. So if you guys don't know, also The Dream has put out this tweet here: a small step for AVAX, a massive leap for Web3 gaming, right? Off the Grid is the gateway to Web3 gaming. 3.5 million wallets created, mostly Web2 gamers. Huge, right? Top 3 shooter game on Twitch, another big point. Over 42 million transactions already. That is crazy, guys, and this game is not fully out yet. So Guns, you guys already know, has their own blockchain on AVAX as a AVAX L1 subnet, right? Their goal is basically, with off the grid player driven economy, users will soon trade in-game NFTs, unlock a new level in engagement, right? This right here is what is pretty much going to change the gaming industry, being able to have a whole economy in the game. Before, your digital assets were dead. You pretty much couldn't do much with it. Now you're able to buy and sell digital assets in in a marketplace. Off the Grid is going to be the first to do it. Who knows? Fortnite may implement this down the line in a few years or so. GTA 6 may even have some type of in-game monetary currency with digital assets. Who knows what's going to happen there? But Off the Grid has most certainly changed the game. Now, as I told you guys, these guys has been around for a little bit. A lot of people have invested back last cycle, right? When this was first announced, it had a lot of people bullish. Remind you, they do have a long cliff. So even if it comes out at this point in time, there's still a very long cliff and a very long vesting schedule for the project, right? But this is perfect in my opinion. You guys can see in 2022, they had a raise of $46 million total. And in 2024, they had a new raise. March of 2024, they had a new raise of $30 million. And of course, September, just last month, they a raise with Delphi Ventures, right? We're going to talk about one of the tweets that they actually put out from a team member. Sorry, not a team member, the actual founding partner of Delphi Ventures here. Now, he starts off by telling you guys pretty much that Off the Grid basically has one of the best gaming experiences he ever had. Now, he talks about the team a little bit here, then gets into the lore and the gameplay. But I wanted to talk about where he talks about on-chain economy and the token itself, right? So, point 6, on-chain economy. All items enter the economy via player looting and extracting hex. As they decode in players' inventory, they are minted on-chain. Fully P2P marketplace, seamless on-chain enticement, right? 10K validators processing transactions and minting. Then you have the Gun token ecosystem, which is going to be for minting fees, in-game transactions, marketplace currency, game direction voting, gas token for the Guns chain. And with all that, the early traction is basically over 2.2 million registered wallets, 27 million transactions processed, and Guns testnet operational for almost a year. Incredibly strong feedback from existing pro players. And as for the market potential, since 2015 with the release of H1Z1, right, the battle royale genre has grown $10 billion annually, right? Shooters represent a further $15 billion a year, right? Off the Grid is positioned to draw more into the genre, right? Plus gain market share. This is letting me know this is pretty much the game that we have to be betting on. We all have to hope that Off the Grid becomes successful for our gaming bags, right? Because this could actually be the catalyst for crypto gaming. Now, all the VCs are pretty much now coming out, giving their own think pieces on it as well. Morningstar Venture has, pretty much made a whole thread here, but I just want to show you guys how the Gunzilla ecosystem is working, right? So, because the conversation moves from a game with a token to a studio that actually has a bunch of games with the whole token revolving around the whole games that they have, right? So it's not a single game with a token. It's actually a game studio with a token that powers the entire game ecosystem. And the reason I point that out is because we will be talking about a gaming, why I believe game studios is pretty much going to be bullish, right? And you guys already know what I've been telling you guys, especially on live streams. Now, I do want to let you guys know, depending on when Gunzilla comes out, the Guns token, right? It could be this cycle here. It could be in the bear market of this cycle. Who knows? But it's going to come out at a fairly high valuation, right? Some things we could look at is like something like Heroes of Mavia. That came out at an initial FDV of $200 million. That is crazy, right? $200 million for an FDV for this type of project is pretty high. Then you also had Carrot, My Pet Hooligans token basically come out, right? Carrot is the token for the game and things like that they're going to be having for the whole game studio, right? Essentially, as you guys can see, the FDV for this one was much higher than Heroes of Mavia when that came out. So this one came out at a $750 million FDV. That is fairly high, pretty much at $1 billion. I just rounded up. $1 billion FDV. We're going to be looking at Guns come out around I think around a 1 to maybe 5 billion at a max, right? For initial value in terms of FDV, right? How high it could go, who knows? But this is something that is going to be pretty high up there when it comes out. So don't be thinking that you're going to be probably making $1 million off of this on, like, from the market values. The money on probably Gunzilla is probably going to be made from the private sale, right? But who knows how it's going to shake out when it finally comes out. Now, remember I said there's other discussions that is happening in this space as of right now. Something is, people are pretty much either mad or just want to talk about how Gunzilla has paid a bunch of big content creators to essentially play the game. But that's what should be working for a crypto game. You need to pay some of these web 2 gamers to help market your game, especially if it's very good and the audience actually perceives the game as good. Now you have a more successful game because you marketed it to the right people. If you're not using your marketing budget to not pay these content creators, your game might not come off the ground like you wanted to, right? So they paid, in my opinion, a good amount of money to get all these guys to essentially stream the game. Some of them are actually even partners of Gunzilla's Off the Grid now, right? I think Ninja has his own skin in the game. Actually, he does. You can see it from his own thumbnail. And they also are now announcing more and more content creators to actually be partnered with them and actually stream this game. This is how this game is going to be successful in the Web 2 world. And essentially, this is what Icy Gaming actually points out here too, right? Because he says, yes, Off the Grid sponsored major streamers to play the game. Paid marketing leads to earned marketing, right? When you believe in your product, this is how you go to market so you can get enough eyeballs and buzz. So then people could start talking about you organically. This is basically what I've been telling you guys. This is how it needs to work. This is no hate to the Web 3 gamers, but you have to target the Web 2 gamers to essentially be successful in crypto gaming. Now, I do want to talk about basically two tokens essentially. Now, this depends on the success of Off the Grid and of course Gunzilla, right? Shrapnel right here is a single game with a token, right? And I am in a private sale of Shrapnel. My guys we pretty much got into this, right? So I do think that people are going to basically piggyback off the success of Off the Grid. Something like Shrapnel could do that because they're kind of in the same genre of game and is also on AVAX, right? Off the Grid success and Gunzilla's success actually will bring a lot more eyeballs to gaming on AVAX, so you guys can actually start to look into more of the games on AVAX. Some of them are pretty cheap as of right now. You got Bloodloop, you got MetaDOS, Everreach is not even out yet, and I don't think it's going to be on AVAX. You got what's that thing called? I forgot the name of it, but you're going to have Shrapnel as well. So there's going to be some good games on AVAX that you guys are going to have to look into. And remember what I said, once there's a successful crypto game, people are going to eventually look for the next one that could possibly be successful in the same vein, and that's going to be your Shrapnel, because they're kind of the same game. Now, with the success of Guns token, Gunzilla, and off the grid, right, I believe this is going to bring more people to actually want to invest into game studios instead of just single-sided games, because now you're going to have multiple games under the umbrella and one token powering that whole ecosystem, right? This is why I've been very bullish on Corpo, because they already have 2 games and they have already been doing a bunch of things on chain, right, with the whole ecosystem that they have built here. So I'm hoping that Gunzilla itself, the success that it has, is going to be good for my bags, right, because we invested into Gunzilla, but it's also going to trickle down into other gaming plays that we also invested into, especially if it targets my philosophy, right? But I want to know what you guys think though. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. How you feel about Gunzilla so far, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.